on into the stream. Thanks for clicking that button. Thanks for hanging out and watching some live PUBG esports. It definitely feels good to be tuning in on this beautiful Saturday, wherever you are. Today's Saturday, I do think. Yeah, Saturday. It is Saturday. I mean,
yeah.
honestly, I
Even
lost
Sunday,
track of,
Dave,
like,
in
what
some
day
parts
it
of the world. Even Sunday. And
Sunday,
in some parts
Saturday.
of the world now.
Is it Friday though? No.
Hey,
no.
listen, I mean, time is but a concept at this stage in the game. I think we're all starting to at least to get to that point. But boy, is it good to be able to share some competitive PUBG with one another. Duck Hunt is going to be popping off here. The members of Wildcard, well, they came off that victory feeling pretty good. And they're going to be trying to see if they can't get one of those incredibly difficult shots to make, but also one of those incredibly... Remember, game number 1 definitely went big time in the favor of Mars, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, they're in second place on the overall leaderboard.
What happened to Little Prodigy?
Already rage quit.
That's a god of the God Squad of God Squads, Dave.
Particular location brings back some good memories.
Keenan's still going to be a little bit caught out, but it's the Overwatch position coming in from Penta, who was a massive player in the previous game, secured that victory for them, is starting to get the ball rolling already in match number 2. And nice.
Soul King will be spotting out a couple members over here, making the pull up. Soul King knocked down.
Knocked down, poke the Hornet's Nest. A full team of 4 of Clarity will be finding success here in and pinning down the person who tried to destroy their team. But look at this, Dave. The other bits of his squad of Antarctic Fox are now starting to cross the bridge side. This was definitely not the play to make, to at least adapt, but I can guarantee you guys, this is not where they want to be remaining, at least for the better part of this early to mid-game transition.
And Clarity, you know, they're still going to have 4 up over here, but they're going to be pinned down. I mean, Arctic Fox, I feel like, are in a better position. Nobody's going to be behind them. They have some hard cover. They have the opposite end of the road. Yes, they a little more into the circle and kind of go for those placement points. We do see one of the members from Arctic Fox trying to line up these nice little shots right here. Not able to connect quite yet. But all this action definitely making noise for other squads to potentially hear this and maybe even third party this. So they are going to have to take that into consideration as well. Wildcard going to be dipping their toes into these little yellow shacks down here, and looks like Dragons will be successfully able back by the room.
A lot of people trying to find a place to call home. The F-Looter is going to be one of those squads. Out of the window is going to be one of the members, not Shepard of Arctic Esports. Quickly going to be rethinking that, getting on the bike and trying to get the hell out of Dodge. Had the bike protected on the first floor. That was huge play right there, but no, he's not going to be out. No, the members of the F-Looters, they catch him, Dave, in a massive effort to try to retreat. That could have been a huge play if he was going to be able to pull that off. Holy crap. That was fluid, Dave. That was smooth.
So just to recap exactly what happened, at least what I saw.
Play by play, the replay, Dave. The East might be disastrous for them, especially with, well, multiple teams still going to be hugging this eastern border of phase number 3. I mean, right in the wild card, they might be driving right into the members of Dragon if they continue north.
They're all in this one vehicle as well. All 4 in the one vehicle. Not only that, the vehicle is not even full health. It's about half. And yeah, they're quickly going to be spotted. No. Vehicle down to about 25% HP. It is going to be on fire. All 4 members of the F-Looters are in this dossier. They are going to be making the crash onto the 3 members of the Dragon.
Oh, no.
Spotted. Beast down. Regime's down. Now it's just down to 2 members of the F-Looters. Grenade will be exploding the dossier, inflicting damage on the last 2 remaining members. Beast attempting to get revived here. One of the members from Dragon's going to be making the wraparound, getting another knock, leaving only 1 more member, Mr. Beast, alive for the F-Looters. And look at that. Talk about Amazon Prime delivery in less than an hour, Esquire. The Dragon, too. Morty is going to still be alive, trying to at least attempt to continue to carry that gauntlet in game number 2 for the God Squad of God Squads. Next circle will go on up. Nice open field. Couple chopsticks in play. Mount Everest. Not a lot of real estate to work with when it comes to hard cover, though.
I mean, we're pretty much looking at a repeat, Dave, of game number 1. This is starting to shape up very, very similar. The plane path went different directions, but was still very heavily favored down towards the south, and now these fields are going to be implicated. The Gatka area, the chopsticks as well, and massive fights going to be popping up here to the north. I mean, this is deja vu at its finest right here, as Antarctic Fox is to the outside of phase number 4, but also taking shots from, I believe, the Baby Yoda's. Ty Bamlin is able to come in there with a nice frag grenade, take out one of the members of Clarity, but the other members of Antarctic Fox are in a desperate flee to try to get to safety. A Stu Would be getting those boosts off, trying to at least recover some of that HP. But up here, even on the border of the blue zone, Ty Bamlin going to be going down. The Yodas are definitely under fire. Clarity able to at least capitalize on some of those shots, but also the members of Arctic Fox, all they had to do was get a safe position and look up towards the north to try to find a few shots.
Gotta say, I am looking for a logo. Baby Yoda's now going to be on inside the blue zone, also taking damage. And Krayshaw going to be in this vehicle trying to scoop up the other Baby Yodas. Can only pick up one with that buggy. So it looks like they're going to be leaving them in the dust right there. And in the kill feed, we did see Mortify get taken down and out for the God Squad of God Squads.
So an unfortunate end for them. They will be our 16th place team to exit out here in game number 2 of day 1, week 1. Wild card, though, outside now of the safe zone here in phase number 4. The blue zone going to be starting to work its way in as well. Wild card was able to pick up a nice crate delivery, but they then got scrunched upon by the members of Mars. A massive battle is ensuing, and cheating, aka Kickstarter, is able to find one of the frags. Down goes Milo, down goes Honey Badger in a massive trade back and forth, but it ends up being the members of Wild card that come up victorious in this engagement. They still have to worry about transitioning over to the west now, but it seems to at least be a little bit more open for them as they try to get this recovery, try to get their third member up from his knees and back on the feet.
Yeah, that was actually a huge fight as well. I know we're only one game into the best of 12, but that was Wildcard, who are currently in first place, fighting the second place squad on the overall leaderboard. So Wildcard, they were able to get the wipe on that second place squad, which means if they can continue on this game, doing a good job, getting some kills and placement points, they're going to be able to make that point gap just a little further and give them a nice little cushion moving on into game number 3. Of course, all that matters is top 8 for all these squads, but if, you know, the more points, the better. I mean, the less worrying you have to do. And Wildcard getting another squad wipe on the Arctic Foxes.
Yeah, like, excuse me, what just happened over here? Wildcard is absolutely fracking out, but in that massive amount of noise that they just made, well, they have drawn a lot of attention from the south up towards that northern direction. Keenan going to be falling. The entirety of Wildcard are victors of game number 1. Now, they bit off a little bit more than they could chew. They weren't necessarily in a place that they could solidify and reinforce him, at least some room to work with to stand up and rotate into the next safe zone.
So we got an update from
PUBG. It's sharp shot. It's sharp shot.
Sharp shot. Sharp shot. That's what we meant. That's what we meant. But thanks for the update. And you know what? Moving forward, best of luck to Wildcard. They're still going to be alive. We do see that next circle. Top 6 still going to be on in play. We got about 5 squads that are currently inside the circle. We have 11 teams remaining in total so far right now in game number 2 here. Really is a toss-up. I don't know who will be the chicken dinner winners, but I do still see Boppet still alive, dragging out in the kill feed, and our snake of...
But now in game number 2 with all 4 alive, 0 kills to the name, they're going to be making the desperate plea to try to get inside of the safe zone. 2 to be lost immediately, and that as they start to collapse on the chopsticks. 64 up. Well, you saw it on the screen. Wow. They annihilated the members of the frat pad. A few seconds was all it took to really rack up the first 4 kills here for the members of 64 up. It's beautiful. You like to see it if you're a fan of that squad, but a massive fight just continues to break out down here, Dave. That was sort of the catalyst of this game to kind of make things erupt down to the south.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're a 64 up fan. I mean, game number 1, they were extremely passive. Yes, that squad kind of stumbled into their hands this game, that previous engagement, those vehicles. We also have a team from the west going to be possibly pushing right onto those last 2 remaining members of the 64 up squad mate. Arctic Esports, to be exact. They have 3 alive right now. Winlow is going to be that anchor position in the back, trying to allow their 2 squad mates to push up a little closer while maintaining that cover.
Down to the south, not necessarily the direct unknown threat. If they continue on, though, over to the east, it's right into the members of Dragon. They go. Dragon laid the trap. They waited for the Baby Yodas to enter into it, and boy, did they capitalize beautifully on that. 1 more member remains here for the Baby Yodas. Amend. A solo player left on their feet will be spotted. Dragon ends up wiping the entirety of the Baby Yodas. 8 kills is what they've been able to pick up now. 8 teams remaining, and still going to have that solo player of Clarity creeping around, now a little bit more concerned with that force that just displayed itself. But no concern actually going to be displayed by Clarity solo player. Babbler says, gimme the gimme. 1 more kill point. Possibly, yes, going to be stacked up here for the members of Clarity. I mean, Dave, when you double your kill count there off of a solo player performance, that's big.
It's big. It's big. I mean, I'm still at loss for words for the Baby Yodas right there. It's definitely one of the squads that I am cheering for. But we'll talk about that later, as the last remaining member for Clarity, Babbler, was able to secure the northern half of this circle. And not only that, gets themselves a vehicle, and that north side of this next circle for that ultra wide rotate, looking to possibly get involved here before they could dip into the chopsticks. The 64 up duo still going to be lying in wait in their spider, trying to wrap around the edge of the west here of the blue zone to make sure no one's behind them. Ooh. And just like that, able to get one of the backstabbers in the process. But remember, there was a grenade here earlier on, and they're going to find that last member of the drop.
1v1 scenario right now between King Drop Med and then the 64 up. Broke status, tries to find it. Significant damage going to be going out, but this hay bale is just soaking bullet after bullet after bullet, and King Drop Med is somehow able to stay alive, has the HP advantage, as well as massive engagements are popping off all over the map, specifically inside of this next phase of the game. Still going to have our two solo players hugging this western border, the blue zone, as it is pushing in, but Broke status has been spotted. He has the back position from KDM, and down he goes, but immediately thereafter, as expected, both solo players have been wiped out. 3 teams now remain. It's going to be squad forces versus a solo player of Masa Sushi Gilbert Joannis that's trying to champion for their squad on the opposite side of the smoke of Chaotic of Oppity Boppity. Might be able to find it.
Masa Sushi Gilbert, one snake to rule them all. In the blue, in the smoke. Oppity Oppity, 4 up. Not going to allow the last member for MSG to survive any longer. And I do believe we have a 4v4 to end things off in game number 2 here.
Possibly take away this game, but they have to try to get a few kills here inside of this compound. Chaotic going to be the first to drop. J Snow for life is going to be able to find that headshot connection with the M416 spray down. Now the other 3 members of the High Cloud team are going to be able to find another bit of success. Down goes Nomad Wrath, and 2 remain for Oppy Boppy. It's going to be P. Lewis off in the field with a pretty unknown position, but then Span Cargo as well. Going to be holding on to a little bit of defilade on the eastern position of the opposing team. Numbers advantage definitely favors High Cloud here. But we have seen crazier things play out, even so far on the night, Dave. We have seen a 2v4.
Yeah, I got to kind of question that, though, because of P. Lewis's positioning. I feel like Oppity Boppity were kind of setting up their positions to deal with when the High Cloud pull out of those compounds, when they push out into the next circle. And with P. Lewis all the way over here and seeing 2 of the members from Oppity Boppity push on into the compound, I feel like the communication might have been a little off right there. P. Lewis is going to be spotted out there in the distance, leaving just Span Cargo, the last remaining member. They were able to get a knock on the member from the High Cloud up there on the roof, but can they do it? Can they get the 1v3 Esquire? And it doesn't look like they'll be able to do just that.